Well, I'm drawing a David Cameron cartoon, and I thought I'd post the video and commentate it, simply because, well, it's the kind of stuff I enjoy watching. So if I enjoy watching something like this, I'm hoping somebody's out there will enjoy listening to me waffle on for 5 minutes. This is sped up 800 times, as is usual. Well, actually, it's not that usual, but this time I didn't actually know what the cartoon was going to be. I had an idea, I had a rough idea of what I wanted to do, but I didn't really have any good ideas. Normally when I sit down to draw a cartoon, I do actually have the punchline in mind, or a sense of the gag. But this time I just wanted to draw a David Cameron cartoon. I thought it was going to be about the EU rebate being used to pay off the surcharge last week. But as you'll see, it develops into something else. As is usual, I just draw very quickly and roughly. Sometimes I squint when I'm drawing at the early stages of a cartoon, because having no artistic ability, I have to. There's a lot of trial and error getting faces right. With David Cameron, I've drawn him a few times now. I've modelled him in 3D as well, so I have a good sense of his face and the things, the shorthand techniques for making him recognisable. You do the big, funny kind of joint pointy out, jutting out bottom lip, a small mouth, the bags under his eyes, the big forehead, the cheeks, and lots of bags under his eyes, quite deep set eyes, and the pointy chin. So I just quickly drew his face, and now I'm going to draw in a pair of legs with no pants on. The joke was going to be, I came back from Europe with the shirt back on, the shirt still on my back, but it didn't really work because obviously it was George Osborne who went to Europe, and I didn't really like the joke. It was okay, but I thought of something better later on. But like I said, I've not drawn cartoons for about, I don't know, maybe 6 months, 8 months. My spirit had really taken a knock last year. I think I'd really I'd submitted a lot of things to cartoon competitions and magazines and newspapers and the private eye, and everything I ever do gets rejected, and people say, oh, my style's wrong, they don't like the way I draw, my jokes aren't good. I don't know. I lost confidence in myself, so I just stopped drawing cartoons, and I've been programming my shuffleboard game instead. But I'm actually happiest when I'm drawing cartoons. I enjoy writing. Writing is the thing which comes most naturally to me. I would think I'm a better writer than anything else, but cartoons are the most relaxing. I enjoy them the most. I love looking at good cartoons. Even something as rough and imperfect as this gives me a sense of pleasure actually completing it. So, and I like the sense of getting better. I think I'm better than I was. Well, if you ever see any of my initial cartoons, this is a work of genius compared to them. But it's got a long way to go before I even start to feel more comfortable about my style. I have actually changed my style recently. I think it was Ben on the blog said I should try to simplify it. I had tried to simplify it before, and I have been working more like this recently anyway. I don't know where I got this style from. It's quite a blocky style, quite a blobby style. I quite like blobby art. I was going to say it's probably like Stedman, but I think it's probably more like Searle. Searle actually has quite a lot of thicker lines than this actually, but a nice combination of thick lines and soft lines, and it creates a nice contrast on the page. You'll get areas of really dense black and then really finely worked out detail, usually in sculpture or architectural details. Searle's architectural details are amazing, and then he'll have these really blocky, blobby foreground characters who don't look particularly well designed, but it's the combination of the well designed and the almost casual, or the quickly drawn, which make it look great. The cartoon now has become something totally different. I noticed that Cameron had visited the Tower of London Poppy Memorial, and he joined in the calls to have it extended, and that's just typical Cameron in my eyes. He's always looking to make a populist move. Talk that he won't form an alliance with Nigel Farage at the next election is an absolute joke, when he'll obviously form an alliance with anybody. God, did I just do anybody? Anybody? Oh, the rising intonation at the end of sentences, it drives me crazy. I hate hearing it. I think I might have just committed it. I'll have to rewind that and check. Yeah, he'd form an alliance with the One Direction fan club if he thought it was going to help him win an election. And the way he was at the memorial, looking all, I suppose he'd got to look prime ministerial, but I don't know. There's something that just riles me about David Cameron, and I thought he's just doing everything just to look good and make himself look compassionate. It's like the war widows pension deal. He stepped in to stop them losing it, and you could argue it was his government that actually threatening to take it away. So I think it's all spin, it's all fake, it's all posture, it's all him trying to look good in the face of an electorate. And I think that yesterday it was all about him again. So this is my cartoon about that. It's nearly finished now. Normally I would have drawn background and everything, but my new style means I'm trying to limit how much work I put into these, so it's not much more than an outline, and that's about it. I'm using a Samsung tablet still, which saves a hell of a lot of money. Normally it would have cost me a fortune every year buying pens and ink and paper, but although the outlay initially for the note was ridiculously high, I think it must have saved me quite a bit of money over the time I've been using it. Not simply because I can develop for it using Unity, but yeah, the technique is exactly the same. I'll draw exactly like this on paper using pencils, and then going over it with thicker pens or a dip pen using a Crowquill nib. But the effect is the same, except this is much cheaper, quicker, cleaner, and I can do it anywhere. I don't need to be sitting at my desk, so it saves money, saves time. I think the results are just as good, if not better, and this is my finished result. Not a brilliant cartoon, but for somebody who hasn't drawn them in a long time regularly, I'm hoping it's a sign of better things to come.